and to be the best at all of them. She liked the recognition she got in sports, getting good grades, and student council, so she studied constantly and kept her schedule filled with activities.
And it's like there's always more to be done. There's always more things you can be better at, more things you can put on your resume.
She pushed herself, competed in every aspect of her life. So when her mom and sister went on a diet, she did too. Megan lost a lot of weight quickly and developed an eating disorder. In her mind, if dinner was better, she was going to be the best.
The only way I knew if I looked okay was to compare myself. So, for example, if someone said, "Oh, she's cute," okay, do I look like her? Am I just as thin as her?
Competition can be incredibly damaging at times like this when it becomes the only value.
Pediatrician Dr. Kenneth Howard has seen the toll competition can take on kids.
In fact, what often happens is that kids will become involved in things to anesthetize themselves, whether it's through alcohol or drugs. And frankly, a lot of eating disorders seem to be related to these sorts of anxieties.
Within 2 years, Megan had lost more than 30 pounds.
It got dangerous in the fact that I was hopeless. And I don't know if I was suicidal, but I was not in this case.
Unable to handle her problems at work, Megan got help. First therapy, and later an eating disorders clinic, where she spent the last half of her senior year.
Bonding with the class for last hurrah, and I missed it. Missed the senior prom that I planned.
Megan needed professional help to get her life back under control. She was dealing with some very complicated issues, and one of them was something a lot of us deal with every day. So much to do, so little time. It's fun to be involved, be on the team, in the play, getting it all done without stressing out takes some planning and organization.
News in Georgia and some organizations still expect information of the things they need.
And if that's not enough, if we're overwhelmed by it all, not sleeping or eating because we're too busy, it may be time to let something go.
She's been working on a number of hours a day to do what they need to do. So we can sort of come up with scheduling and cutting out things not necessarily very essential.
Megan has learned to cut out non-essential activities and stress, and it's taken years of therapy. She has recovered from her eating disorder and has realized that who she is isn't based on how she looks, what grades she gets, or how many achievements she earns.
If you know what you are, who you are without looking outside of you, it solves a lot right there.
September 11th, 2001.
It was really terrifying to think that, this could be happening to the U.S., which, in my mind before, the U.S. just seemed so safe. I definitely got the message that things can recognize and things are very recognized there. And I really like it.
War, terrorist attacks, the Reds. A few years ago, they seemed so far away, but not anymore.
It's right after that happened.
The reality of what's going on in the world we can't escape from. And so it's hard to play, be carefree and things like that. You're worried about your own safety and when it has hit your own country.
I was really a special country, all the stuff here on my finger, I felt so safe here. Wars, coming up in my head, World War III, it was just really terrifying.
But however frightening these possibilities are, remember, the chances that something will happen near your home is pretty small.
A lot of people saying world terrorism is horrible and we do have to worry about it. But when you think about it, that doesn't happen very often. And everyone's doing everything
they can't keep us safe.
And there are things we can do to lower our stress level.
In general, when people feel stress, the more control they have over the situation, the better they do. So during wartime, we try to get kids more involved. For example, if you have a parent that's overseas and having their school write letters or having care packages, those are all things that can help. I think there are a lot of things you can try to do to be more aware of and get better sense of health.
Being active is a way to handle a stressful situation, and so is expressing how you feel.
I try to write what I'm feeling, and just expressing my feelings of, why did this happen? I'm angry that this happened. It's going to happen again. Just saying that to my parents, I guess. Even though I'm almost an adult, I really needed that.
So how many times you got to let yourself this very important. Now, anything can happen anytime. We don't know this at any time. And I think that's the thing about these biggest fear. Find out about terrorism, about violence, anything can jump off any given time, Just that in itself, fear of the unknown.
Growing up, Mary had her own way of dealing with stress. She ignored it. She never told anyone about her problems. When she was in 7th grade, she struggled with self-doubt and anxiety.
I just felt awful. I felt like I wasn't pretty enough, that I was too skinny, or all those thoughts that girls tell through their head when they're hard work. Things were just spinning around in my head. I had no idea what was going on. I was so tired all the time. Like I kept going, And I just kept it down inside. I wouldn't tell anybody what was going on with me. I was just like, I'm fine, I'm just, imagining things.
Kathy Boyd, the director of Mary's school, said that Mary kept all of her pain to herself.
She would put on that happy face, and she would put pressure on herself that she couldn't let anybody know how lonely or how sad or how anxious or angry or confused she was.
In a way, Mary was even hiding from herself. In order to escape, she began drinking. Her grades dropped, and she started sleeping more. A lot more.
And I could sleep for 24 hours without any problem.
Common signs of teen anxiety and depression. Signs that everyone missed. And things only became worse for sophomore year. While on a date, Mary's boyfriend raped her. Unable to hide or escape from the pain, the wall she had been behind for so long came crashing down. Mary had what she calls a meltdown.
And my mom just got so scared I was in my room kicking and screaming and bawling my eyes out.
When she started crying and, saying she couldn't help what was happening to her and that she didn't have control of everything, it was a surprise.
Mary was diagnosed with depression and was admitted to a hospital psychiatric unit. She says it saved her life. She only wishes she found help sooner.
Now that I look back, it wasn't worth it. I should have just told my parents, somebody that I trusted, and gotten help.
Mary still battles anxiety and depression. Daily antidepressant medication and therapy have helped. So has her work in art class.
It kind of puts my pain and emotion into not exactly words, but it explains it. I feel it makes me feel great when people understand what I'm talking about.
She has grown so much in the year and a half she's been.
When I wake up, I can't really, I don't know, it's questionable how I'm going to be like trying to be calm down and just like moody or anxious or real quiet. Happy I surprise myself every day.
But she knows now that having the courage to talk to someone about her anxiety, depression, and fear helps.
They need to be able to talk where they feel like someone listens about it, and that can make the beginning difference for someone who's suffering from anxiety or depression to get help from you?
It is estimated that 1 in 8 adolescents will experience depression.
If the stress starts to override the defense mechanisms, you're going to get depression. And that can take the form of being unable to sleep, having difficulty concentrating, memory gets a little worse, you get tired, you lose interest in things, you start to feel down, and then all of a sudden you're behind in classes, and now you've got to hurry up, more anxiety piles on.
Depression and anxiety are serious medical issues requiring professional treatment. Therapy sessions provide an emotional outlet, and medication, if necessary, creates a chemical safety net, helping to balance out your emotions.
Antidepressants work about 80% of the time, which is pretty good. And often if one antidepressant doesn't work, another one does.
These girls know how helpful medication can be for depression and anxiety.
I'm taking it because last summer I started having anxiety issues.
Kind of a reality check, like, hey, listen, you're not as strong as you think you are, and this can happen to you, and you just kind of have to put it down and realize that this is what's going to get you out of it. And it did, and I'm thankful for that.
But you can't get the medication or therapy without asking for help. Rachel learned long ago that she couldn't fight her problems without help, and she's facing what could be the most intense anxiety imaginable, a terminal disease.
I am the only person with my cancer who relapsed after bone marrow transplant and did not die within weeks.
Rachel was diagnosed with a rare cancer when she was in 10th grade. Since then, she's been in treatment, and she's watched fellow patients, friends, die.
She just passed away recently.
Rachel has been in remission before, but the cancer came back. Doctors aren't sure what else they can do. So, every day for the last 6 years, she's had to wonder when she was going to die.
It was hard when you think about, my own life, and when I went to funerals, wondering, if mine, would be soon.
So how does she deal with all those thoughts?
I think a really healthy and helpful way is to not try to push it down inside of you, to try to let it out, deal with it. In that way, it's a lot easier than just blowing inside of you and trying to take over.
So she's found ways to express herself and get her feelings out, so the fear and anxiety don't consume her.
I have a lot of different ways I've learned to cope and do things with pain. I do a lot of artwork, write journal, listen to music, talking about volunteer, different charities, anything to be, helping others and helping myself, just getting stuff out, not letting it keep me up inside.
Here she says, you just might surprise yourself with how strong you are and how much you can handle.
Here I am, and I'm still positive, I'm still going and strong. I don't really know what comes from, but I'm happy with things
Resilience is a type of strength that comes from inside that can be developed, but it is a skill. And it's something that you learn bit by bit by going through some of these difficult moments. Every difficult
Like, Why was I even trying?
It's always so much trash.
Wait,